Namaste, thank you for joining me. I am Juliet and welcome to this yoga class. It is a very gentle flow. All of the postures are going to be seated, so it's ideal if your legs are a little bit exhausted and you want to give them a little bit of a break. So find a comfortable space on your mat. It's great if you have a little prop here. I've got a really nice thin foam block. It's ideal to place underneath your sit bones to help keep your spine a little bit more sustainably aligned, because we're going to be sitting for the duration of the practice. So I just wanted to demonstrate. If I'm sitting here, my lumbar spine tends to round a little bit, but if I'm seated on a block, naturally my pelvis tilts forward and you can see that my spine is more sustainably aligned, and I can sit taller for a lot longer without getting exhausted in this area. So if you don't have a foam block, you can take a towel and fold it a few times, or a blanket. That works just as well. So come to a nice, comfortable seated position on your mat or on the floor. You don't really need a mat for this practice because we don't need too much grip going on. We're not doing anything too radical. And close the eyes and just arrive. We're going to take it really nice and easy today. So tell your body that everything is going to be nourishing, gentle, and approach yourself and your body with compassion. Slowly start to deepen the breath. I encourage you to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, sealing the lips if you don't have a cold. Sitting a little bit taller. Shoulders melting down just a little bit more. Starting to just very gently engage the tummy muscles to help that torso stay a little bit more upright. If you're sitting cross-legged, the knees are gently feeling a little bit heavier. Connect with the heart space. And maybe, if you wish, set an intention for the practice, offering up your practice to someone else, or allowing yourself to receive a gift, whatever gift that may be. Just one word, don't think about it too much. And then slowly blinking the eyes open, taking your place in the room, and inhaling, bringing the arms wide, fingertips reaching away from each other, bringing the arms up overhead, bringing the hands to the heart center. I love starting the practice like this. 2 more times. Inhaling, breathing all that love and energy, and then exhale, guide it in towards you. Inhaling, reaching up as far as you can, and exhale, hands to the heart center. Now the right hand comes by the right hip, the left arm reaches up and over. It doesn't matter if you do it the wrong way round or if you're mirroring me. Just 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, and then exhaling, folding a little bit deeper. It's all about the stretch from the hand, remember, not how low you come. And that left sit bone is grounded down. It's not coming off the block or the mat. Inhale back to center, and then left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Exhale, 1. Inhale, the elbows kind of pointing up rather than pointing forward. For 2. Breathing in, and then maybe breathing in, breathing out, folding a little bit deeper. For 3. Inhale back to the center, and then placing the hands on the shoulders, just make small circles with the elbows. 3 one way. Always linking that movement and the breath. And 3 the other way. Just getting a little bit of mobility here in the shoulders. Still sitting up nice and tall, and sit bones grounded down. And then placing the hands behind the head. So you're gently cradling the skull with your fingertips, and the thumbs are extended down the length of the neck. And then inhale, winging the elbows out to the sides as you arch the back. And then exhale, bringing the elbows in towards each other as you round the spine gently. So it's kind of like a modified seated cat-cow. Inhaling, Feeling expansive in the chest region, and then exhaling, rounding gently, and then chin comes into the chest, forehead to navel. Inhaling, and then exhaling. Hollowing the tummy of air, really round the spine. You can rock back on your sit bones here. Breathing in, and then breathing out. Inhale, release. And then exhale, left hand comes on the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, just a gentle twist to the right. Breathing in, sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale, twist, gazing over the right shoulder. If you can, if you have any neck issues, keep your chin in line with the sternum. Last breath here. And then exhale, so you can fold, twist rather a little bit deeper, but not going too far, it's just the beginning of the practice. Inhale, cross over the hands, so the right hand comes on the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, twist gently. Breathing in. As you exhale, left shoulder moves back in space. Last breath. And then breathing out for 3. Inhale, back to center. And then taking the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, pulling the fist away from the seat. I'm going to move, you don't need to. I'm going to move so that you can see me. You can see what I'm doing. So pull the fist away from the seat, puff out the chest, and then try and get those shoulder blades together, okay, behind you, yeah? Inhaling, and then exhale, see if you can lift the fist even higher. Inhaling, let the hands go even higher. Breathing in, so we've got a nice gentle arch in the thoracic spine here as you exhale. Inhale, release the hands, just shake out the wrists and wiggle the fingers a little bit. Okay, so you're going to come to bring the soles of the feet together in a Baddha Konasana. So from here, you may want to do this without the blocks, you may want to just come off the block just for a moment. Soles of the feet together, knees coming out, and then just butterfly the knees out just to get a little bit of juice flowing in the hip region here and in the groin. Yeah, so it's quite an unusual position for our legs to be in. So it may feel a little bit strange to begin with, but sitting up nice and tall and really go for it. Feel free to move quite vigorously here. Work up a little bit of a heart rate by moving the knees up and down, or it can just be small little pulses. Totally up to you, whatever feels right for you. Last breath. And then exhale, just slowly rounding the back and then releasing the forehead down, kind of to the insteps of the feet. Forehead may not get there, but you can just let the head hang. We'll just take a few breaths here in a more restorative version of Baddha Konasana. Inhaling and then exhaling, really releasing those groin muscles and allowing those knees to feel weighted down towards the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Enjoy that really nice juicy hip opener of the move. Inhaling and exhaling. And if the spine doesn't feel nice being rounded, then by all means just sit nice and tall, and then hinging at the hip with a nice straight back. Just come forward as far as you can. Yeah. Just go easy on the body, allow the body to guide you into what it feels that it would like to do. Really connect with the body and understand how it's feeling. Do what feels good. And then extending the legs, flexing the feet, and coming into Dandasana, our stick pose. So you can still sit here on the block to help create a little bit more stability in the lower back. So Dandasana, there doesn't look like there's much going on here, but actually there is loads going on. So you're really working the legs, you're squeezing the quadriceps, You're flexing the feet, so bringing the toes towards you, kicking those heels away from you, so you're engaging in those calf muscles. You're engaging in the tummy muscles. The abdominal wall is nice and strong to keep the torso nice and tall. Shoulders are relaxed and rolling down. Making that perfect L shape. The fingertips are just gently placed beside the hips here. A couple more breaths like this. Inhaling. Exhaling. Imagining you're a lovely, beautiful, graceful swan. Looking like you're moving with much ease, but actually pedaling furiously underneath. So it's actually a lot harder than it looks, this pose. And then inhale, bringing the arms up overhead. And then exhale, reaching the fingertips forward as far as you can. And then gently bringing them towards you again. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, see if you can reach just a little bit further forward. Last time, inhaling. And then exhale, reaching forward as far as you can. And then inhale, left hand comes on the outside of the left leg. It doesn't matter wherever it suits you, wherever is good for your length of arm and your flexibility. And then right arm reaches up and out. We're going to make a circle with the right hand. Yeah. Inhaling. And then exhale, right arm reaches all the way back. Give yourself a nice little twist. Inhale, reaching all the way up. And then exhale, circling that arm back. Hold this arm here on the third time. And then notice how the right hip wants to move back in space. So you've got two options here. You can allow that right hip to move back, or you can draw that left hip back and the right hip forward, and you can send the twist more into the torso. Totally up to you. Couple more breaths here. Inhaling. Notice how you feel a little bit stiffer when you draw that left hip back in space to keep those hips level. Inhaling, but notice it's a little bit easier if you allow that right hip to move back in space and your hips are no longer level. And exhale, 3. Inhale, we're going to cross over the hands. We're going to do the same on the other side. Left arm this time reaches all the way up and back. And then inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhaling forward. And then exhale back. We're going to keep the left hand there. And then just notice what happens with the hips. This left hip wants to move back in space. You can probably see better from this angle. But are you going to work on sending that left hip forward to keep the hips level? And then send the twist more into the upper rib cage. 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Wherever you are, you're sitting up nice and tall. Feet are still flexed. Exhale, 2. Last breath, really reaching those fingertips as far back as you can. Exhale, 3. Inhale, return to center. And then we're going to place the sole of the right foot down in towards the left inner thigh. And then right arm reaches up alongside the right ear. And then fold forward and then reach that right hand back behind you, grabbing hold of a little bit of material if you can't get a bind with your left hand. So the left hand comes back as well. See if you can get the bind. If not, just grab hold of your leggings or your top to create a bind. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward for 1. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Inhale, so you can get the forehead to the knee, or in that direction anyway, for 3. Inhale, release. And then place the left fingertips by the left hip. And with the right hand, grab the right foot and send the right knee back beyond the right armpit. So you're kind of in a seated, half happy baby, if you know what I mean. Inhale, exhale 1, just so you can see what I'm doing. Exhale 2, breathing in, breathing out for 3, and then cradling the right calf, into the hands. And then again, just getting a little bit more juice here in the outer right hip, getting those juices flowing. You may find some stiffness here, so just move into it, using the breath and using that wonderful intuition that you have. You know your body best. Just do whatever feels good. Maybe pausing in a certain area of stiffness to try and ease into it and create a bit more space and a bit more release. And then placing the sole of the left foot into the sole of the right foot into the left inner thigh. And then rotate the body over that extended left leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold forward, grabbing hold of the calf, the ankle, the outer foot for your Janushirshasana. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Inhaling. Exhaling for 2. Last breath. Really reaching and hinging at the hips and trying not to round the spine as you fold a little deeper for 3. Inhale, come up, and then placing the sole of the right foot to the outer left knee. And then from here, just going to come back. Inhale, left arm alongside left ear. And then the left elbow hooks on the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lift the torso is nice and long, and then exhale, twist for 1. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Inhaling. Now you can really go for it and twist a little bit deeper for 3 because we've done quite a bit of twisting today. Inhale back to center and then dropping that right knee onto the left knee. So you're stacking the knees. You can either stay here with half Gormukhasana legs, or you can go into full Gormukhasana cow face pose, which would mean bending that left knee and placing the left ankle on the outside of the right hip. So you're stacking your knees. And then the right arm reaches up, and then the left hand reaches back. And then you interlace the fingers behind you. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. I'll just turn around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so take any kind of bind. If your fingertips don't touch each other, you can just bind holding a piece of material behind you on your clothes. On your clothing. So 1 last breath here. And then exhale, let it go, shake out the hands, and we'll take the other side here. Okay, so we'll just shake out the legs for a moment. And enjoy that nice rebound feeling in the hips. So inhale, sole of the left foot comes down, right next to the right thigh. And then inhale, left arm comes up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, and then wrapping that left arm around the left leg. And then the right hand reaches for the bind. If you can't get a bind, you can just grab hold of some clothing. Inhale, exhale 1, the right foot is still flexed. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Inhaling, exhaling for 3. Inhale, release the bind, right hand comes by the right hip. Left hand grabs the outer edge of the left foot, and you bring that left knee beyond the left armpit for your kind of half happy, seated happy baby. Inhale, exhale 1. So really work on opening up in the hip here for 2. You're still sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, 3. Inhale, cradle that left calf with both hands just for a few moments here. And wiggle it from side to side, getting some nice little stretch and releasing, feeling in that outer left hip. Still sitting up nice and tall, the tendency is to round, so just be aware of that, be mindful of the body, take care of your body, and continuing to breathe in a mindful and yogic way. And then placing the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Rotate the body over that extended leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing hold of the calf, the ankle, the outer foot for your Janushirshasana here. 3 breaths. Inhaling. Exhale 1. As you inhale, you're extending the length of the torso and trying to avoid rounding the back, so bringing the shoulders back for 2. Last breath. Folding a little bit deeper for 3. Inhale, bring the torso up, and then the sole of the left foot comes to the outside of the right knee. Right arm reaches up, and then exhale, hooking the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, exhale, twist for 1. Breathing in, really allow the stomach to feel quite soft here, to allow that twist to happen. For 2, breathing in, breathing out for 3. Inhale back to center, and then you can stack that left knee on top of the right knee, and then come into Gomukhasana legs if you want. Otherwise, you can stay in half Gomukhasana by extending that right leg. And then the left hand reaches up, and then the right hand bends and comes to meet the left fingertips. And then place the chin back in space, head comes back rather than head leaning forward. Try and avoid that. Sitting up nice and tall just for 3 breaths. Inhaling. If you weren't sure about the hands, I can show you what they look like. Inhaling. Exhale 2. Last breath. Exhale 3. So releasing the hands and extending the legs. And then just to round off, we've got a couple of choices. You can either bring the soles of the feet together, and then placing the hands behind you. And then as you inhale, lift the sternum all the way up to the sky. So the fingertips are facing forward, sternum coming up to the sky. And then if you can, and if you're feeling really confident, you don't have any neck issues, you could drop that neck back just for a few breaths here, and maybe even take lion's breath, inhaling. Exhale, sticking the tongue out. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling. And then exhale. Last breath. Or the other option is, well, you can do both, is place the soles of the feet down and then pressing into the palms. Again, the fingertips are still facing forward. Just come into a reverse tabletop just for 3 breaths as well. And then if you are lifting the hips high enough that you can't see your knees, then you can drop the head back as well here. So just 3 breaths here. Otherwise, you can stay in the seated Baddha Konasana. Remember to squeeze the glutes if you're here, and try and stretch out the front of the chest. So really pressing into the hands. And then exhale, chin to chest, and release the seat down. And then come into your Shavasana. So really take your place here. Be big, be bold. Maybe place the arms up overhead, making a big star shape. Come and get me. Come and gift me with wonderful energy and love. Take the space. Body feeling nice and heavy. Let it go. Let the earth hold you as you rest. Find some stillness here. Allow the breath to breathe the body. Don't force it at all. And these are short sessions, so we are now out of time. So I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana. Try and stay here for as long as you can. Up to 5 minutes would really benefit the body. Thank you for your practice today and showing up. Namaste.